It was my first time being in a city that was so far away from my home and being immersed in a culture that was so different from my own. I was at a service one time when I was a student, and in walked King Charles, who then was Prince Charles, but you know, how often does that happen? Hi, I'm Sonia, and these are the 9 things I packed for a stay at the Randolph Hotel Oxford, a graduate by Hilton. Come on in. I am a content creator, wife, and mom of 5. I would consider myself a pretty traditional person, or at least somebody who values tradition. So for example, my kids go to the same school that I went to, and I went to the same school that my parents went to. At the Randolph, I really see the history of Oxford reflected in the colors, the decor, and I think that there's so much to learn from the people who came before us. Those lessons can really inform the way that we move forward. And I'm super excited to bring my husband, Kevin, here to take a walk down memory lane and to be able to share my experiences with him. So going into my items, my first is my rain jacket. The weather here is usually very damp and cold, especially in the winter time. And so this is a must-have when I'm in town. I bought my first jacket like this 22 years ago when I was a student here at the local university. And coming back with a newer version of it just feels really nostalgic. My second item is my coffee mug, but really a tea mug because I am a tea drinker. It's also easier to travel with. I never drank so much tea in my life than when I was here. One of my favorite traditions from when I was a student here was the staff at my dorm would organize afternoon tea every day at 3 o'clock. All the students would gather together and we would watch a game show on TV. And I just loved that it brought our community together, and it also kind of forced us to take a break in our workday. I hear they serve high tea downstairs at the Alice, so I'm really looking forward to trying that. It's an Alice in Wonderland themed restaurant. The colors are so vibrant, and I love how they use art from local artists. So my third item is my trusty tripod. I have taken this guy all over the world with me on my travels. I really feel connected to the people who are viewing my content, coming in with my history and presenting that in a way that's easily understandable is what I bring through my content. My next item is quite possibly my favorite, and these are things that I pack to go home. Whenever I go away, I will purchase 1 or 2 books for the kids and bring it home to them. And these books are about the places that I visit. And my hope is that they will feel a connection to the places I've visited, and one day I will be able to bring them back here, and they will get to experience a place that they already know a little bit about. So one of the things that we value when we travel is choosing places where we can feel immersed in the local culture. The city of Oxford is definitely one of those places. You feel like you are taken back to a different time. And the Randolph is the perfect place to stay because everything within the hotel reflects the city. It means we get to experience Oxford not just when we step out, but when we're here in the hotel. My fifth item is sunscreen. My mother nagged me like only mothers can about protecting my skin. And so when I moved to Oxford, I thought, oh, it's cloudy and overcast here all the time. Surely I don't need to wear sunscreen. But a dermatologist friend of mine told me that UV rays in fact penetrate clouds. So sunscreen every day, and the moral of the story here is listen to your mom. So my next item is probably the most sentimental of all of my items, but it's a bracelet that I wear that has 5 pearls on it representing my 5 babies. I wear this especially when I travel because it reminds me that all of my travel, it's for them. So here is item number 7. It's lavender oil. Whenever I travel, whenever I fly, especially on long haul flights, I get really bad lower back pain. So I am really looking forward to spending time at the spa downstairs to get a massage, to work out all the kinks. And I saw that there's also a sauna and a steam room. I really want to spend the evenings having downtime and relaxing. Item number 8 is my mini umbrella. I grew up in Vancouver, Canada, where it rains like 8 months a year, and so I know the importance of coming prepared. One thing I've discovered though, coming here to the Randolph, is that they have umbrellas that are much bigger and wider than the one I brought, so those are the ones we've been using. It's one of the many ways that I think the Randolph really knows its city. My last item is my walking boots. The city of Oxford is over 1,000 years old, and one of its charms is its cobblestone roads. But you have to have a good pair of boots to navigate those roads and also to keep your feet warm and dry. What I'm realizing now is that I didn't really appreciate my surroundings and kind of the history of my surroundings. And so I'm just so grateful to be able to come back now as an adult, because now I understand the meaning and the history behind the buildings, behind this city, and behind all of the people that have come through. So that's a perspective that I've gained in adulthood that I was lacking when I was young. Thank you for joining me on my stay at the Randolph and for helping me unpack my 9 things. Now that I've had my afternoon tea, I'm off to explore Oxford. Cheers!